And good morning, baseball fans, and welcome to this early edition of CCBC Championship Baseball here at Norbrock Stadium in sunny Kamloops, British Columbia. Today's game features the University of the Fraser Valley Cascades versus the Vancouver Island University Mariners. Starting on the mound for Fraser Valley is going to be number 20, John Lip, the right-hander. And behind the plate is going to be Ryan Green, number 21. University of the Fraser Valley coming off of a big win against the top dog Prairie Baseball Academy, winning 12-0 in 7 innings yesterday. They're now 4-0 on this tournament here as we enter the Saturday portion of the tournament. Looking to push their record of 5-0 here in this last day of round robin against VIU.
Leading off for the Mariners, number 19, second baseman Tanner Hess, second base.
And we're just about to get things started here in the top of the first inning as the second baseman Tanner Hess is going to stand in for the first at-bat of the game. And that first pitch misses just high for ball one. And that one finds a strike zone. Now it counts even at 1-1. And that was fouled straight back for strike two. VIU also coming off of a win, also against the PBA Dogs yesterday, in which they won 3-0 yesterday afternoon. That one's hit well into right field, and that's going to get down for a leadoff single. Outfielders bobble it, runners rounding first, going to second, and he'll be in there at second with a stand-up double to lead off this game.
Coming to the plate is the catcher, number 3, Lucas Galloway.
So following the leadoff double, that's going to bring up the catcher, Lucas Galloway. And that first pitch is in on Galloway for ball one. Lip looks in. He's set. And the pitch. And that one finds the inside half of the strike zone for strike one. 1-1 now the count. And a pickoff move to second, but there's nobody there, so Lip's just going to smartly hang on to that one. Saw that Lip wanted to make a move to second there, but his middle infielders were nowhere to be found, so we just had to hold on to that ball. And he'll look back and get a different sign from his shortstop. And that was hit on the ground over the pitcher to second base. Second baseman's got it, throws on to first. And that'll be the first out of the inning, but the runner Hess does advance to third on that ground out.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2, Broden Videwig. Videwig, shortstop.
And here's the shortstop now, Brian Videwig. That was hit well past the shortstop into the outfield, and Hess is going to score from third. Beidewig is rounding first, but he will just hold up at first with an RBI single here in the top of the first inning. So quickly, VIU takes a 1-0 lead in only their third batter of the game. Now number 43, the third baseman, big Liam Balance, will stand in here with a runner on first and only one out. VIU now leads 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. That was skied over center field. Shortstop's going back for it. And the center fielder's going to call him off and make the catch for out number 2.
To the plate, the left fielder, number 8, Devin Heck. Left field.
So here's the left fielder now, Devin Heck. He'll stand in with 2 outs, and that runner's still at first following the RBI single. And that one's in the strike zone for strike 1. That was hit well into right field. Right fielder giving chase. He looks up. That's going to get over the wall for a home run. Devin Heck with a first inning bomb to put his VIU Mariners up 3-0. These VIU Mariners coming out swinging as they've put 3 runs on the board now here in the top of the first inning. 2 come off that big hit from Devin Heck for a 2-run home run. Yeah, the first pitch is fouled back into the netting for strike 1. It's the right fielder Phil Whelan standing into bat. And a swing and a miss of that one. So strike 2 here quickly on Whelan with 2 outs. And a swing and a miss of that one for strike 3. So that's 3 outs. VIU with 3 hits gets 3 runs, 2 of which coming off of the big home run by left fielder Devin Heck. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. VIU leads 3-0. So on the mound to start for VIU today is going to be Nicholas Warawa, the big right-hander. He'll be set to face Josh Berenbaum, the third baseman, to lead off this bottom of the third inning. VIU has the 3-0 lead following a 2-run home run by Devin Heck last inning. First pitch from Warawa. And that one misses high for ball one. And a swing and a miss at that one for strike one. The count's now even at 1-1. That one comes in on Berenbaum for ball two. 2-1 now. And that one misses high for ball three. 3-1 now. Warawa, native of Edmonton, Alberta. Facing off against Josh Berenbaum from Richmond, BC, as Berenbaum takes that one inside for ball four, so he draws the leadoff walk here.
Shortstop, number 8, Colin Kellington. Kellington, shortstop.
So here is from Chilliwack, BC, Colin Kellington, the shortstop. He'll bat following the leadoff walk. And now we're going to have a stop and play as Lucas Galloway, the catcher, goes out and has a chat on the mound with his pitcher. And it looks like Galloway's all set, said everything he wanted to, and now he's back behind the plate. That one's hit well into left field. The fielder Heck going back, and that's going to get over his head to the wall. Berenbaum's rounding second, rounding third, going home. Berenbaum's going to make it into home safely for the first run of the game for UFV, cutting this score to 3-1 now. Colin Kellington standing out at second base following that RBI double here in the first inning. He's going to bring up Riley Jepson, the first baseman. A lot of good hitting early in this ball game. Quickly a 3-1 score. Yeah, the first pitch to Jepson is in there for strike one. And that's just outside for ball one. That one's hit on the ground. Called foul just past the first base side of the foul line. So that's going to go for strike two. 1-2 is the count now. Now it's fouled at the plate. Or reset at 1-2. And a check swing, and a good one indeed, as that was just high, and that'll be called ball two. Counts now even at 2-2. That was hit well, and that's going to be caught by the center fielder. Connor Bronson out there. Good catch. Caught it on the fall.
Number 18, Dan Rogers, right field.
Now the right fielder, Dan Rogers, will stand in with that runner still out at second base with one out now. And that last out, well hit ball by first baseman Riley Jepson, just right at the center fielder, Connor Bronson, to make that catch. That one's hit well into left center field. That's going to get into the gap, and that'll get between the outfielders. Kellington's running third, coming home. He'll score. And Dan Rogers is in at second with an RBI double, so now it's 3-2.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 23, Matthew Legg.
Just-
Legg, DH.
So Dan Rogers with a two-run RBI, or a one-run double here in the bottom of the first inning, bringing up the designated hitter Matthew Legg. With that, the score is now 3-2.
Our sponsors include
And VIU pitching coach is going to make his way out of the dugout to have a word with his pitcher, Orawa.
Fitness, Catholics Trust, and Orchards Residents.
And looks like their meeting is over as the VIU coach makes his way back to the dugout. And looks like Warawa is ready to face Matthew Legg, the designated hitter. Here with one out in the bottom of the first inning. VIU scored 3 runs in their top half of the first inning, but UFV's answered with 2 of their own runs, and they're still threatening with a runner out there at second. That one's hit high into right field. Right fielder Field Whelan running for it, but that's going to land in foul territory for strike 1. That was hit well onto the ground at third base. Third baseman gloves it, throws on over to first, and he'll make the out at first for the second out of this inning. Good play there by VIU third baseman Liam Balance to catch that one on a one-hopper, look the runner back, and throw over to first. Now Brody Vogel's going to stand in. He's the left fielder for UFV this morning. He'll stand with 2 outs and a runner still on second base. And the first pitch to him just misses inside for ball 1. And that one misses low for ball 2. And that one's in the strike zone. Could have possibly been a low strike, but called the strike nonetheless for strike 1. The count's now 2-1. That was hit well on the ground at shortstop. Shortstop gloves it and throw on to first. And that'll be in time for out number 3. So UFV still trail 3-2, but they do add 2 runs this inning. We're going to go to the top of the second inning. Scores 3 for VIU and 2 for UFV.
second inning for the Mariners is number 6, the designated hitter, Brian O'Hara. O'Hara, DH.
The DH is now going to bat for VIU, Brian O'Hara. UFV defense set up like John Lipp pitching. Ryan Green's behind the plate catching. Over at first base is Riley Jepson. To his left is Donovan Mormon, the second baseman. Shortstop's Colin Kellington. Third base is Josh Berenbaum. First pitch is on the corner for strike one. And the outfield looks like this. Left field is Brody Vogel. In the center is Stephen Horner. And right field is Dan Rogers. It's drilled right back up the middle for a base hit. So again, another quick hit here early in the inning as Brian O'Hara reaches on that single.
Kirby, first base.
Now the first baseman, Dylan Kirby, will be in to bat for VIU. We're going to have a meeting out on the mound. Assistant coach for VIU is making his way from the dugout out to the mound. Possibly an injury on the play or something that the umpires and the coaches want to discuss. I didn't get a good look at Lipp and his reaction on the mound, but he seems to be okay. I don't think there's an injury on the play. Possibly just some discomfort or wanting to talk to his manager. Nonetheless, we're ready to start this next at-bat to Dylan Kirby, the first baseman.
First baseman, Dylan Kirby.
That's hit well into left field. Left fielder Vogel going back for it, and he makes the catch out there for out number one. It's a well-hit ball by Kirby, but right at the left fielder, Vogel, to make that out.
Bronson, center field.
So now the number 9 hitter, the center fielder, Connor Bronson, will bat for VIU. One away here in the top of the second inning. VIU leads 3-2. And a swing and a miss on that first fastball on the outside half for strike one. They took that lead and with helps from Tevin Heck's 2-run home run last inning, scoring 2 of their 3 runs. And that one misses outside for ball one. UFV answered quickly in the bottom half of the first with a walk and then 2 doubles to make the score now 3-2 VIU. It's hit on the ground in the hole, and that's going to get into the outfield, into right field for a single. Just a hard-hit ground ball, got through the hole between first and second and into right field. So now there's runners on first and second for VIU. For the top of the order, the second baseman, Tanner Hess. Hess, a dangerous hitter, as he already doubled in the top half of the first inning. See what he can do here in the top half of the second inning. Yeah, looks like we're going to have another meeting on the mound here. The head coach for UFB is going to make his way out now. I gotta imagine that John Lipp is in some sort of discomfort out there, because this is quite odd that there's 2 meetings this close in time frame. What a lengthy discussion going on out there in the mound. And in fact, John Lipp's going to leave this game with what I believe will be an injury, but I'm not 100% sure. And looks like he'll be replaced by the right-hander, number 39, Tanner Carmont. And we're ready after the pitching change. As I mentioned earlier, number 39, Tanner Carmont, the right-hander, is going to be in to replace John Lip. Lip leaves with what I believe was an injury. We have not had confirmation on that yet, but he leaves with after an inning and a third, allowing 3 earned runs. He's also responsible for the runners on first and second and 1 strikeout. Carmont's going to come in and face the top of this VIU order, Tanner Hess, dangerous hitter, of course, who doubled and scored to start off this game. It's hit high into left center field. The shortstop's going to get back to make that catch while running backwards for out number 2. So a good start here for Carmont as he gets that first batter to go out on that first pitch. Here's the catcher Lucas Galloway now to face Carmont. Tough spot for pitcher Tanner Carmont to come in here early in the game, probably not expecting to have to come in. But he's done a good job of throwing 1 pitch and got 1 out. See what he can do here against Galloway, the catcher. And he paints him on the outside half for the strike. That's a pretty good way to start off the at-bat, I'd say. That one's in the dirt, but blocked nicely by the catcher, Ryan Green. Throw down to second, and it's off the glove of the second baseman, and a run's going to score from third. So the score's now 4-2 after Tanner Carmont throws a ball in the dirt. It was blocked by Ryan Green, but the runners went anyways. Ryan Green threw down to second base, and it just tipped off the glove of Donovan Moorman, the second baseman, and into the outfield, allowing that runner from third to score. Score's now 4-2. Carmont's back in there with a good pitch, but called the ball by the home plate umpire. Now it's sliced into right field. Right fielder Rogers there makes the catch for out number 3. And that ends the side. So VIU does get a runner in this inning, causing the score to be 4-2 now. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. 4-2 lead for VIU.
Stephen Horner, center field corner.
And we'll be led off here in the bottom of the second inning by center fielder Stephen Horner. Corner stands in here. His team trails 4-2 in the bottom of the second inning. And that first pitch misses well outside for ball one. That one's popped into foul territory over by the first base side. First baseman giving chase, and he'll make the catch basket style. Dylan Kirby over there makes a beautiful play, running into his own dugout to make the catch for out number one. So here's Ryan Green, the catcher, to bat. Now it's fouled straight back into the netting for strike one. And that one misses high for ball one now, 1-1. These two teams in the regular season very close to one another in the bottom half of the standings. As that one's in there for strike number two. Vancouver Island University finishing with a record of 10-18, whereas the University of the Fraser Valley finishing 11-15. That one's sliced over to first base, but the first baseman's going to make the catch. Dylan Kirby again on that soft line out. So here's the second baseman, Donovan Moorman, to bat. As I was alluding to earlier, these two teams didn't finish with the best records on the regular season, but undefeated so far here in the CCBC Championship Tournament. And that first pitch misses outside for ball one. That's skied into short center field. Center fielder's calling for it. And Connor Bronson's going to make the catch out there for 3 straight outs. No runs this inning, no hits. We'll go to the top of the third inning. Score still 4-2 for VIU, pardon me. Will be led off here in the top of the third inning by the shortstop, Broden Bideweg. And that first pitch misses for ball one. Bideweg with an RBI single in his first at-bat. And he swings and misses on that one strike one. And that one's in the dirt for ball two. 2-1 now. Two and one count here to Bidewig from Langley, British Columbia. That was hit well into right field. Right fielder Rogers going back, and he'll make the catch on the run on the warning track for out number one.
Now batting the third baseman, number 43, Liam Balance. Balance, third base.
So here's the third baseman now, Liam Balance to bat. Balance among the league leaders in batting average in the regular season as he takes that pitch outside for ball one. Finished with the fifth best average in the CCBC, batting .362 in 105 at-bats. He also recorded 1 home run and 17 RBIs. That's hit on the ground at third base. Third baseman gloves it. On to first for out number two. So 2 quick outs here through the heart of this VIU order.
Now coming to the plate.
Bringing up Devin Heck, the left fielder.
Devin Heck, left field.
And this is not the batter that UFV wants to see, as early in this game he had a 2-run home run to put VIU up at that time 3-0. Score now stands at 4-2. As that first pitch to Heck is down and in for ball one. And that pitch misses low for ball two. That was hit well into center field. But the center fielder is going to be right there as it's hit right at him. Stephen Order makes the catch to end the inning. So no hits, no runs this top half of the third, and we'll be back with the bottom of the third. UFV has the bat.
The bottom of the inning is the top of the order with number 13, Josh Barenbaum, third base Barenbaum.
And here is the third baseman, Josh Barenbaum, set to bat. He is the top of this UFV lineup. Set in to face Nicholas Warawa, right-hander on the mound for VIU. Yeah, first pitch to Barenbaum's in there for strike one. Barenbaum walked and then scored in his first at-bat. He and his UFV Cascades trail 4-2 here. So that one's fouled back out of play for strike two. And that one's fouled softly back towards the UFV dugout for a reset at 0-2. And that one's inside for ball one. 1-2 now. It's hit well on the line of third base, blocked by the first baseman, and scooped up and runs on to first to get that first out of this inning.
Plate is the shortstop, number 8, Colin Kellington. Kellington, shortstop.
So here's the shortstop, Colin Kellington now. He had a RBI double in his last at-bat and then later scored the second run of the inning for UFV. He'll stand in here with one out in the bottom of the third inning. That pitch misses high for ball one. Just like to take this time to remind our viewers that we have a full day of CCBC Championship Baseball. Following this game at roughly 12 noon, we have the Calgary Dinos versus the Okanagan College Coyotes. And the Calgary Dinos will play the Prairie Baseball Academy Dogs at roughly 3 o'clock. And then later this evening, the host Thompson Rivers University Wolfpack will face these VIU Mariners in the 6 o'clock game. We've had two balls here from Warawa. Counts now 3-0. And that one's in the dirt for ball four. So a 4-pitch walk to Colin Kellington, bringing up the first baseman, Riley Jepson.
First baseman, number 60, Riley Jepson. Jepson, first base.
Worth noting, Riley Jepson among league leaders in RBIs in the regular season, finishing fourth with a total of 25. He's in the dirt for ball one. Also worth noting, Jepson led the league with averages here with a .489 average in 90 at-bats. And with 3 home runs, he also made the leaderboard for most home runs. So Riley Jepson, all around a dangerous hitter at bat for UFV, stands here with a runner on first and his team trailing 4-2. And that one misses low to Jepson, so he's now in the driver's seat with a 2-0 count. Not the spot you want to be in if you're Warawa, facing Jepson with a 2-0 count as he pumps that one over for strike one. 2-1 now. On deck would be the right fielder, Dan Rogers. And that one's just high for ball three. So 3-1 now to Jepson. Warawa has to focus here as to not hang something for the big first baseman. 3-1 with one out in the bottom of the third. And that is fouled back out of play by Jepson. That was a big cut that he just took. Maybe trying to tie this ball game with one swing. Just fouls it back instead, and the count's now full at 3-2. That was hit well into right field. That's high. That's going to get back, and that is off the wall. Jepson's rounding first, going to second, rounding second. The runner Kellington's going to score, and Jepson is in at third with an RBI triple to make the score now 4-3 here in the bottom of the third inning. I mentioned how dangerous Riley Jepson can be at the plate, and he backs me up as he hits an RBI triple to make the score now 4-3. So here's Dan Rogers, the right fielder. He had a RBI double in his last at-bat. So he drills that one right back up the middle. Jepson's going to score from third, and Rogers is on first with an RBI single. The score is now tied at 4. Matthew Legg, the designated hitter, will bat now. 2 quick hits following a walk for UFV, and they've quickly tied this ball game at 4 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. As that first pitch is in there for strike 1. This game, alluding that it'll be a hitter's battle, as there's already been quite a few hits in this game, and it is only the 3rd inning. That second pitch misses outside for ball 1. And that's fouled back off the plate for strike 2. And that one's just outside for ball 2. Two count now here to Legg, the designated hitter. That one's hit hard back up the middle, and that's going to get through the hole for a single. So Matthew Legg is on with a single, pushing runners to now first and second for Brody Vogel, the left fielder.
Brody Vogel, left field.
That was the 5th hit here in the 3rd inning for UFV. A single by Matthew Legg. UFV looking to take the lead for the first time in this ball game. Facing Ethan Orawa on the mound for VIU as that first pitch is tipped foul for strike 1. And that one's very close, but called a ball, so the count's now 1-1. Hit well into left field, but the left fielder's going to catch that on the run. Throw back into second, but it's not in time to catch the runner Rogers. Devin Heck with a beautiful catch out there in left field to catch that hot hit line drive by Brody Vogel. That'll bring up Stephen Horner, the center fielder. So now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 runners on for UFV. And that breaking ball is in there for strike 1. And that one's fouled back into the netting for strike 2. So a quick 0-2 count here to Horner, the center fielder. And that's just outside for ball 1. 1-2 now. And that one's outside again for ball 2. Counts now even at 2-2. That was hit well into center field. Center fielder's going back, and that's going to get over his head, and that's going to get to the wall. Runner's running third, coming home. He'll score. Second runner will score. Stephen Horner's into third with a RBI triple. So these UFV Cascades bats have really turned it on for 4 runs in this inning following that 2 RBI triple by Stephen Horner. Second triple of the inning for UFV as Riley Jepson hit an RBI triple earlier. So that first pitch misses for ball 1. Now it's ticked straight foul back into the padding behind home plate for strike 1. And that one's in there for a strike. Strike 2, 1-2 from that breaking ball. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. Counts even at 2-2. It's hit well into center field, but Bronson, the center fielder, is going to get under it to make the catch for out number 3. But the UFV bats explode for 4 runs this inning, helped by 2 triples, one by Riley Jepson and one by center fielder Stephen Horner. They now lead VIU 6-4 going into the top of the 4th inning. This will be led off here in the top of the 4th inning by Phil Whelan, the right fielder. Struck out in his only at-bat so far today. And that comes well in on Whelan, and I think it hit him, and it did in fact nick him right on the jersey on that first pitch, so he'll take first on the hit by pitch.
Designated hitter number 6, Brian O'Hara. O'Hara, DH.
And bring up the designated hitter, Brian O'Hara. Left-handed pitcher warming up in the bullpen for University of Fraser Valley. So that breaking ball is hit second base to second, and then back to first for out number 2. Pardon me, a softly hit line drive at the second baseman, Donovan Moorman. He gloves, throws to second for the first out and on to first for the second out for a double play here. So just as quickly as VIU had a runner on, they have 2 outs. Bring up Dylan Kirby, the first baseman. And that first pitch misses low for ball 1. And I mentioned earlier the great day of CCBC baseball we have planned for you today, but even better weather conditions here in Kamloops, British Columbia. Currently 17 degrees, partly cloudy. Forecast is set to be completely sunny and warm up to a high of 27 later this afternoon. Counts now 2-1 following that ball. That's hit on the ground to the third baseman. Third baseman gloves that over to first. And that'll be in time for the third out. So a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the fourth for UFV, and they'll get back on the sticks as they lead 6-4. And to begin this bottom of the fourth inning, we'll have a pitching change for Vancouver Island University. Starter Nicholas Warawa is out of the game after 3 innings and allowing 6 earned runs on 4 hits. He's going to be replaced by the right-hander Nathan Wedgwood.
The second baseman, number 2, Donovan Moorman.
First batter Wedgwood will face is going to be the second baseman Donovan Moorman, the number 9 hitter in this UFV lineup. And he starts him off with a breaking ball for his first pitch of the ball game that misses high for ball 1. And that one's in the dirt. It's back-to-back breaking balls it looked like for a quick 2-0 count. And that comes well in on Moorman, but it doesn't hit him, so it counts 3-0. And that one finds the strike zone for his count now at 3-1. And that one misses high and inside for ball 4. So Donovan Moorman leads things off with a 5-pitch walk.
13, Josh Berenbaum. Berenbaum, third base.
Now we're back at the top of the order with Josh Berenbaum, the third baseman. 2 plate appearances so far. Only credited for 1 as he's 0-1 after a ground out and a walk. And that one misses low for ball 1. He gets the outside half for strike one. 1-1 the count now. And a pickoff move, but Moorman's back in there safely. Pitch runner going, and that's fouled awkwardly towards the UFV dugout. It looked like it might have been a forced hit and run on that play. But it's fouled off, so it counts 1-2 now, and Moorman will make his way back to first base. Six to 4, UFV leads VIU here in this bottom of the fourth inning. That's hit well into right field. That's gonna land just in front of the right fielder wheeling out there. So Josh Berenbaum on with a single. Donovan Moorman advances to second on that play. Let's bring up Colin Kellington. He's been on base twice this morning. Scored a run both times. His first time up, he hit a double. Second time, he walked. And the first pitch is on the inside half for strike one. Tough start here for Nathan Wedgwood, who came in as relief in this inning. Came in relief of Nicholas Warawa. Walked the first batter and then gave up a bloop single. So that pitch misses outside for ball one. 2 runners on, none out. That one's hit well into center field. Center fielder Bronson's coming, but he can't get there to land in front of him. And Moorman's going to stop at third, loading the bases now for none other but Riley Jepson.
At the plate, first baseman, number 16, Riley Jepson. Jepson, first base.
This could be a worst case scenario for VIU as they face the league leader in almost every category. First baseman Riley Jepson with the bases loaded and none out. Jepson, of course, with an RBI triple in his last at-bat. He watches that first pitch outside for ball one. It's a tough spot for Wedgwood on the mound as well, as he can't fall behind Jepson. He needs to go after him and throw strikes. And a big swing by Jepson, but that's fouled straight back for strike one. Riley Jepson, playing for the University of Fraser Valley, situated in Abbotsford, is a native of Kamloops, British Columbia here, so he comes home to play this tournament as he watches that pitch high for ball two. 2-1 now. That was hit well into right field. That's going back. That is gone. Riley Jepson with a grand slam here in the fourth inning. So just like that, Riley Jepson, the big hitter for UFV, does what he does best, and he drives in 4 runs for UFV on that big grand slam. The score is now 10-4. UFV leads this in the bottom of the fourth inning. Here's Dan Rogers fouling off the first pitch for strike one and following that grand slam from Jepson. Rogers, the right fielder, he's singled and doubled. 2 RBIs in the game so far. That's on the ground hard to second base. Second baseman gloves that, throws on over to first, and that's in time. That's only the first out of this 4th inning. Here's a designated hitter now, Matthew Legg. He stands in 1 for 2 as he singled and scored in his last at-bat. Mounted well into left field. Left fielder going back to the track, and he will make the catch. No, he won't. He drops the ball on the track. So Matthew Legg is in at second. I am not sure if that will be scored an error or not on left fielder Devin Heck. They have not scored an error so far, so it looks like it will be a double for Matthew Legg. Looked like Devin Heck was going to make the catch out there as he was running back into the track, but he must have just not squeezed it tight enough as it bounced right out of his glove. That brings up the left fielder Brian Vogel now to bat with 1 out and a runner at second. He watches that first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Three hits this inning for UFV. 4 runs. The Riley Jepson grand slam. And a big swing and a miss of that one for strike 1. The count's now 1-1. Scores 10-4 for the University of Fraser Valley, leading Vancouver Island University. And time called by the home plate umpire, just as Wedgwood was about to pitch. Now it's skied over first base. First baseman Kirby's under it, and he'll be there for the catch for the second out of the inning. So now it's going to be Stephen Horner, the center fielder, to bat. Horner tripled in his last at-bat. That first pitch is in there for strike 1. And that pitch finds the outside half for strike 2. So a quick 0-2 count here to Stephen Horner. Horner coming into this game batting .307 in this CCBC Championship Tournament. That's hit well on the ground, but just fouled on the third base line. So 0-2 the count here with 2 outs and a runner at second. UFV leads 10-4 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch from Wedgwood. And that's popped into foul territory. Catcher Galloway looking at it, but it'll get out of play. Comes hit well into left field, and that's going to get down and run of the left fielder. Throw in. Runner rounding third. He's coming home. Play at the plate. And he's safe at the plate. The catcher Galloway made the tag but dropped the ball at home plate. So Matthew Legg running hard from second, scores on that head first slide. Score is now 11-4 for UFV.
Number 21, Ryan Green. Green, catcher.
Stephen Horner stands out on second following that RBI double, pushing this lead to 11-4. 5 runs now in the inning for UFV. And that first pitch is a strike from Wedgwood. Wedgwood coming in as relief for starter Nicholas Warawa this inning. Responsible for all 5 runs scored this inning and the runner at second. And a swing and a miss on that one. So an 0-2 count here with 2 outs to Ryan Green, the catcher. Here's the pitch. That one's just low for ball 1, 1-2 now. And a light swing and a miss of that one for strike 3. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. But the University of Fraser Valley blows this one open. 4 runs coming off the big bat from Riley Jepson and his grand slam. Scores 11-4 for UFV going into the top of the 5th inning. Just about ready to start the top of the 5th inning. The center fielder Connor Bronson's going to stand in to start things off. He'll face Tanner Carmont, who's still on the mound in relief of John Lipp. Still no word on why Lipp left the game, but I think it's safe to assume that there was some sort of injury going on. UFE felt it necessary to remove him from the game. First pitch from Carmont misses high for ball 1. And now he finds the strike zone there on the outside half for strike 1. Now it's fouled straight back into the netting for strike 2. And a swing and a miss on that one for strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning here in the 5th inning. So here's now the second baseman, Tanner Hess. 1 for 2 so far, a fly out in his last at bat, and double and scored in the first inning. That one's drilled right back into center field. Tanner Hess, first pitch swinging, is on with a hard hit single.
Coming to the plate is the catcher, number 3, Lucas Galloway. Galloway, catcher.
Catcher Lucas Galloway is going to stand in. He's 0 for 2 so far on this morning's game. That first pitch misses to Galloway low. VIU down 11-4 here in the 5th inning, but they have some dangerous bats in their lineup, and they can't be doubted. 7-run deficit. This team does have the ability to come back from such a deficit, as that one's hit hard but gloved well by the third baseman onto second. And there will be an out at second on a fielder's choice. Great scoop by Josh Berenbaum, the third baseman over there at third. Just bobbled slightly by Donovan Mormon, the second baseman. So 1 out on the fielder's choice. Galloway reaches first. That'll bring up Brian Bidewig, the shortstop. 1 for 2 on this morning's game. Fly out in his last at-bat, RBI single in the first inning. That's hit hard on the ground. Another good scoop by the third baseman over there, throwing over to first. That'll get well over his head to the fence. Bidewig's rounding first, going to second. The base runner will hold up at third. Lucas Galloway over there at third thought about going home, but elected not to. So on the air, runners at second and third now with 2 outs.
Number 43, Liam Palance, third base.
That's going to be the third baseman, Liam Balance, to stand in. He's 0 for 2 so far, but he has runners in scoring position here with 2 outs. Looking to just cut into this UFV lead here as they trail 11-4 in the 5th inning. And that pitch misses. Pardon me, it does not miss. Called a strike by home plate umpire. So the count is now 0-1. And that one's on the outside half for strike 2. 2 controversial calls here for strikes by the home plate umpire, but nonetheless they remain strikes, and Carmount is out in front of Balance 0-2. That one's in the dirt, down and away for ball 1. Possibly just trying to get Balance to chase that one, but the count's now 1-2. And University of Fraser Valley infield thought that one might have been strike 3, but the umpire elects not to ring him up as it's called ball 2. The count's now even 2-2, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Third baseman Liam Balance batting for VIU. His team trails 11-4. That's hit on the ground, fouled on the third base line. Softly hit on the ground at the first base line, gloved by the first baseman, and he'll run on to first for the 3rd out of the inning. So 2 runners on for VIU this inning, but no runs come of it. They still trail 11-4 going to the bottom of the 5th inning. And a pitching change to start off this bottom of the fifth inning. Number 22, the right-hander Daniel Lavery is going to be in to pitch for VIU. Nathan Wedgwood is out after 1 inning of relief. He went 1 inning and allowed 5 earned runs. So Lavery's in, and the first batter he's going to face is going to be the number 9 hitter Donovan Moorman, the second baseman. Yeah, that first pitch from Lavery's in there for strike 1. Lavery from Calgary, Alberta. And a good off-speed pitch there to get Moorman out in front of that one. Counts 0-2. And that one's in the dirt and outside for ball 1. Bottom of the fifth inning here at Norbrock Stadium in sunny Kamloops, British Columbia. That was ground to third base, balance, throw over to first, and that will be in time for the first out of the inning.
With the third baseman, number 13, Josh Berenbaum. Berenbaum, third base.
So following the ground out to Moorman, that's going to bring up the third baseman, Josh Berenbaum. Yeah, that first pitch to Berenbaum misses outside for ball 1. And that's in there for strike 1. And continuing to work away here as that one misses just outside for ball 2. And that's in there for strike 2, 2-2 now. And that one misses outside for ball 3. That was skied into short left field. Left fielder Devin Hex there, and he's going to make the catch for out number 2. Following that second out, that's going to bring up the shortstop Colin Kellington.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 8, Colin Kellington. Kellington, shortstop.
Both these universities coming from down near the ocean to come play baseball this weekend, as that one's fouled back out of play. Vancouver Island University, situated in Nanaimo, BC, east coast of Vancouver Island. University of the Fraser Valley, located mainly in Abbotsford. And that one's fouled back behind him for strike 2. That one's ground foul down the third base side. We'll reset it 0-2. Yeah, that one's in the dirt for ball 1. 1-2 the count now. It's flared out to the right field side. First baseman running back, and he's not going to get there, but that's going to land foul. So we'll reset again at 1-2. And that one's in the dirt and through the legs of Lucas Galloway, the catcher, for ball 2. Luckily no one is on, so nothing comes of it. And that one's flared, but out of play, foul again. May have heard that one bounce off the top of the stadium here at Norbrock. 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. University of Fraser Valley leads this one 11-4. And a swing and a miss on that one for strike 3, so that's a 3rd out of the inning. VIU puts up a 0. The score's still 11-4 going into the top of the 6th inning. So here's the left fielder, Devin Heck, to lead things off here in the top of the 6th inning. His team trails 11-4. Tanner Carmount, the right-hander, still on the mound in relief of the injured John Lipp. Done a good job. Only allowed 1 run so far in his relief appearance. That first pitch is ripped into right field, but caught by the right fielder, Dan Rogers, out there with a good play to get that first out on the first pitch.
Right fielder, number 5, Phil Whalen. Whalen, right field.
That'll be the right fielder, Phil Whalen, to bat for VIU. Struck out in his first at-bat, hit by a pitch last time up. And that one's sliced foul into the stands for strike 1. Checks a swing, but it's called a strike regardless. Now 0-2 to Whelan, the right fielder. And that one misses low for ball 1. 1-2 now. And that one's in there. Whalen goes down looking on strike 3, the 2nd out of the inning.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 6, Brian O'Hara.
It's going to bring up Brian O'Hara, the designated hitter. Singled in his first at-bat, but grounded into a double play last time. He'll face Carmont here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning as he watches that first pitch outside for ball 1. And that one's just inside for ball 2. As I mentioned earlier, 3, possibly 4 more CCBC tournament games today. This one sits well into right field. That's deep center fielder giving chase. And that's going to bounce off the bottom of the wall. Brian O'Hara with a 2-out double, and the ball's thrown over the head of the third baseman. O'Hara going to third, and he's in there safe, says the umpire on the slide. So Brian O'Hara with 2 outs. It's a bomb off the bottom of the wall, off the Thompson Rivers University Wolfpack sign out in the outfield. Makes it into second, and on the throw in, UFV throws it over the head of third baseman Josh Barenbaum. O'Hara takes advantage and slides into third safely. It's going to bring up now Dylan Kirby to bat with a runner at third now and 2 outs. And a swing and a miss of that first pitch for strike 1. One count now, 2 outs. And that pitch just misses, but a close one called for ball 2. 2-1 count here with 2 outs. Brian O'Hara standing at third following the double and the error. His team still trails 11-4. Looking to cut into that right here. And that one misses outside. For ball 3, 3-1 now. It's Dylan Kirby, the first baseman. And that one's in the dirt for ball 4. So following the double, a 5-pitch walk to Dylan Kirby, bringing up the number 9 hitter, center fielder Connor Bronson.
Center fielder number 7, Connor Bronson. Bronson, center field.
So Bronson stands in here with a chance to cut into this UFV lead. 2 outs, runners on the corners. They trail by 7. The score is 11-4 for UFV. Bronson stands in, striking out in his last attempt, but a single and scored in the 2nd inning. Bit of a meeting on the mound for the University of Fraser Valley. Looking to sort things out here as they find themselves in a little bit of a tight spot. First pitch to Bronson. That's hit hard on the ground, but the first baseman gloves that, and he'll be right there at first for the 3rd out. Riley Jepson with a hot hand over there at first makes a good grab. It's the 3rd out of the inning. UFV still leads 11-4 going into the bottom of the 6th inning. And the first pitch of the inning is on the outside half for a strike. Leading off for UFV is the big man, Riley Jepson, first baseman. As that second pitch misses to him outside for ball one. Big man indeed hits a grand slam in his last at-bat to help with this 11-4 lead for UFV, and a RBI triple in the at-bat before that, as he watches that one on the outside half for strike two. And that one misses outside for ball two. 2-2 count now to Jepson. And that one misses high for a ball. And it counts now 3-2. 3-2 count to the dangerous first baseman, Riley Jepson. Already with a home run and a triple in this game. Home run, of course, being a grand slam. That one's hit on the ground at first base. Weird hop, but the first baseman grabs that, and he'll make his way over to first and for the first out.
Now batting the right fielder, number 18, Dan Rogers. Rogers, right field.
That's going to bring up the right fielder, Dan Rogers, now with one out. And somewhat of a lineup switch here. On the mound, number 22, Daniel Lavery. He started last inning in relief, but he's since now going to be batting, taking over for the designated hitter, Brian O'Hara. And that first pitch is outside for ball one. And a swing and a miss on that one for strike one. 1-1 the count now. And there's strike two from Lavery. Matthew Legg stands on deck. And that one's just outside for ball two. 2-2 now. And that one's outside for ball three. 3-2 now. And a swing and a miss on that high fastball for strike three. Dan Rogers battles back to push the count full, but ends up striking out nonetheless for out number two. That's going to be the designated hitter, Matthew Legg. He stands in 2 for 3 with a double and a single, and he scored both times he was on base. Stands in here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, and he watches that first pitch on the inside half for strike one. Fraser Valley leading Vancouver Island University 11-4 here. And that one misses high for ball one. Now it's hit high down the third base line. Liam Balance going back, calling for it, and he's there to make the catch for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning here this half for Daniel Lavery and the VIU Mariners. Go to the top of the 7th inning, 11-4 for UFV. just about ready here for the top of the 7th inning. Tanner Carmont still in relief for UFV on the mound. He'll face Tanner Hess to start off this top of the 7th inning.
Top of the batting order, second baseman, number 19, Tanner Hess. Hess, second base.
Hess 2 for 3 so far. He's doubled and singled, as well as flown out. Here's the first pitch from Carmont. And that'll miss just inside for ball 1. That's hit high down the third base side, but that's going to get out of play for a foul ball. A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And that one misses just high for ball 2. 2-1 now. And that one's on the outside half for strike 2. 2-1 now to Tanner Hess, the second baseman. And just low for ball 3. The count's now full. It's full count here to Tanner Hess. He stands in. He's the leadoff man for this VIU lineup. It's the 7th inning, none out. UFV leads VIU 11-4. That one misses just outside for ball 4. Tanner Hess draws a leadoff walk. Now the catcher, Lucas Galloway, is going to be up to bat. As I mentioned earlier, 3, possibly 4 CCBC games going on later today. The 4th possible one would be a playoff if it was needed. Elsewhere in the baseball world, the Toronto Blue Jays will face the Boston Red Sox later this afternoon. As that breaking ball is in there for strike 1. Blue Jays, of course, winning on a walk-off home run from Luke Maley yesterday evening. 0-1 count here to Galloway and a pickoff move, but Hess is in there safely. And that's hit hard down the third base line, but foul. Lucas Galloway got a lot of that one, but just ahead of it, it was ripped into the bullpen fence down there. Third base line. So the count's now 0-2 with none outs. Tanner Hess stands over at first base following the leadoff walk. And that pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Hess looked like he was going to break on that ball in the dirt, but elected to stay at first. Count's now 1-2. And a breaking ball that misses just high there from Carmont. The count's now 2-2 to Galloway. The 2-2 from Carmont. And that's on the ground past the second baseman, out of his reach. And Galloway's going to reach on a single.
Coming to the plate is the shortstop, number 2, Broden Bidewig. Bidewig, shortstop.
Runners now on first and second following the walk and the single from Galloway, bringing up the shortstop, Broden Bidewig. VIU with many opportunities to cut into this UFV lead, but have never been able to capitalize on them. Find themselves in another opportunity to at least cut into the 11-4 lead by UFV. And that one's on the outside half from Carmont for ball strike one. That was in the dirt, gets past the catcher, Ryan West, and both runners are going to advance on that pass ball. So it counts now 1-1 following the pass ball. Runners advance to second and third. And that breaking ball gets away from Carmont and ends up hitting Bideweg to put him on first base, loading the bases now.
Now batting the third baseman, number 43, Liam Balance. Third base.
That's going to bring up third baseman Liam Balance. Bat with none out and the bases loaded. Balance is 0 for 3 so far in the game, but we know he has a big bat, and it'll be interesting to see what he does here. Tanner Carmont well into his relief appearance here. That last pitch was his 61st of the game. And that one gets away from Ryan Green, the catcher. The runner's breaking from third, and he'll score on the pass ball. Tanner has some heads-up base running over at third base, sees that the ball is in the dirt and gets away from the catcher Green. Breaks from third and scores the 5th run of the game for VIU. And with that, that's going to draw a visit to the mound from the UFV dugout. Doesn't look like a pitching change is in order here, just a little bit of a conversation from coach to pitcher. And that was a very brief meeting, in fact, and they'll go ahead and reset. Runners on second and third now following the pass ball. Liam Balance batting. Score now following that run, 11-5 in the top of the 7th. UFV leads. Yeah, that's hit hard down the third base line, but that's going to be foul for strike one. Counts down 1-1. And a good breaking ball by Carmont, but I don't know where that one missed, but it's called a ball for ball 2, 2-1. That one's drilled right back up the center field, and one run's going to score. Second runner's rounding third, and he's going to make it home without a slide. So Liam Balance on a hard hit ground ball single up the middle scores 2 runs, making the score now 11-7. UFV leads. And that's going to draw a head coach for UFV to come out of the dugout, and it looks like this will be the pitching change. Tanner Carmont does 5 innings and 2/3 in his relief appearance, allowing 3 earned runs and responsible for balance over there at first. So following that 2-run single by Liam Balance, it's going to bring up the left fielder Devin Heck. Heck flew out in his last 2 at-bats, but go back to the first inning and he hit a 2-run home run to give BYU an early lead. They've since lost that as they trail 11-7 here in the top of the 7th as that first pitch misses outside. Runs hit well into center field. Center fielder Horner back, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
Plate, the right fielder, number 5, Phil Wellen, right field.
Now, Phil Wellen, the right fielder, is going to stand in.
Ulrich in the back, number 33, Ulrich.
And we're going to have a pinch hitter here in the top of the 7th with 1 out. It's going to be number 33, Tyler Ulrich, to bat for Wellen. And he hits that one well down the left field side, but that's going to get foul into the bullpen. And that pitch hits Ulrich on the leg. So he'll reach first the hardest way possible, taking the fastball off the leg.
Now batting,
That's going to be number 6, the DH, Brian O'Hare, to bat for VIU.
Ryan O'Hara.
And that first pitch is in there for strike 1. Hit well into center field. Center fielder back and makes that catch on the run. Runner taking it second, Liam Balance, and he's going to make it into third on that sacrifice fly. Now with 2 outs, there's runners on the corners. And Dylan Kirby, the first baseman, is going to be up to bat.
First baseman, number 34, Dylan Kirby. Kirby, first base.
2 outs here. Runners on the corners. 3 runs in already for VIU. As that first pitch misses for ball 1. Now it's foul back out of play for strike 1. And that one misses for ball 2. 2-1 now. Going back to the pitching change, it's on the mound for University of Fraser Valley. It'll be number 56, the big left-hander Walter Escher. Escher throws that pitch just low for ball 3. Dylan Kirby coming into this game batting .625 on the tournament, very high average. And he fouls that one back into the netting. Now counts full at 3-2. See the runner Ulrich at first, most likely take off on this pitch as it's a full count and 2 outs. And that one's fouled back out of play. And again fouled back into the netting, so we'll reset again at 3-2. Vancouver Island University with 3 runs in this inning. They cut the lead for UFV to 11-7 in the top of the 7th. They got runners at first and third here with 2 outs and a full count. Here's the pitch from Escher. And ball 4. Good job by Dylan Kirby to draw that walk to load the bases now for Connor Bronson, the center fielder. Catcher Ryan Green goes out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher Escher. Maybe decide how they're going to attack Connor Bronson here with the bases loaded and 2 out. And that first pitch misses high and outside for ball 1. Yeah, that's high and inside for ball 2. So 2-0 here to Bronson with the bases loaded and 2 out. The 2-0 from Escher. And a swing and a miss on that one. Counts now 2-1. Good job by Escher to get a strike. He can't fall down 3-0 here with the bases loaded in a somewhat close ball game here in the 7th inning. And he paints him there with a good fastball for strike 2. The count's now even at 2-2. Two count here, 2 outs, bases loaded, top of the 7th inning. And drilled down the third base line, but foul. We'll reset at 2-2. Connor Bronson, the number 9 hitter in this lineup for VIU. Looking to continue to cut into this big lead by UFV. 3 runs already in, but the University of Fraser Valley leads VIU 11-7. Broken bat, shortstop, and a collision in the infield, and nobody's going to get to that. So a run to the score. Liam Balance makes it in from third base, and the score is now 11-8. Bases are still loaded.
To the top of the batting order, the second baseman, number 19, Tanner Hess. Second base.
So it looked like Colin Kellington and Josh Barenbaum collided out there as the ball was coming towards them, the shortstop and the third baseman, and neither of them were able to pick up the ball and throw over to first for the final out. So as a result, Liam Balance, the runner on third, scores. Scores now 11-8 as VIU's now batted around. Tanner Hess is going to have his second at bat of the inning with the bases loaded and hopefully try to tie this game as they're only down by 3 now. And here comes the UFV head coach out to the mound. Looks like there is going to be another pitching change already here in this inning. Walter Escher only goes a third of an inning, and he's responsible for 1 earned run, as well as every base runner on in this bases loaded situation. And while we're waiting for this pitching change, I'd just like to remind all of our viewers that following this game at roughly 12 noon, we'll have the Okanagan College Coyotes facing off against the University of Calgary Dinos. Okanagan College coming off of a big win last night against rivals Thompson Rivers University, in which they won 3-0 yesterday evening's match. So the new pitcher for UFV is going to be number 3, Liam Campbell, the right-hander from Chilliwack, BC.
Number 19, Tanner Hess, second base.
And he'll have a tough task here facing Tanner Hess, the leadoff hitter, with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Hess walked in his first at bat of the inning. And he watches that first pitch high and inside for a ball. 4 runs in this inning for VIU. They've cut the lead down to 11-8. UFV still leads. And that was hit well into left field. Left fielder's under it, and he makes a catch to retire the side. So VIU leaves the bases loaded, but they do score 4 runs this inning. The score is now 11-8 for the University of Fraser Valley. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. The bottom of the 7th inning will start with a pitching change for the Vancouver Island University. Number 47, right-hander Jesse Kennedy is going to be in to pitch. The side armor throws a first pitch strike to Brody Vogel, the left fielder, who's going to lead things off here. And that one comes right in on Vogel for ball 1. Kennedy with that side release point, and that one's drilled into right field. It's going to get down in right field. Vogel's rounding first, going to second, and he's going to round second and go for third. And he's into third with a stand-up triple to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. The third triple of the game for the University of Fraser Valley. That's going to bring up Stephen Horner, the center fielder, to bat now. Into center field. Bronson, the center fielder's under it. Runner tagging at third. And a throw in, and it's not going to be a play as Brody Vogel's going to score easily on the sacrifice fly, making the score now 12-8.
Bringing to the plate the catcher, number 21, Ryan Green. Green, catcher.
That'll be the catcher, Ryan Green, to bat. 0 for 3 so far. A line out, a fly out, and a strikeout for his record. And that one comes in and hits Green. First pitch. I believe we have a bit of an odd call here. Is the umpire saying he leaned over the plate to catch that one? I believe home plate umpire is calling that Ryan Green leaned over the strike zone to be hit by that pitch. Conversation between the UFV coach and the home plate umpire going on right now. Still waiting for an official call on what's going on here. So the home plate umpire, it seems like, is going to be calling that Ryan Green leaned too far into that one, which will not count as a hit by pitch, but it will count as a ball. So the count's now 1-0 with 1 out to Ryan Green. And that one's drilled into right field. Right fielder going back, but he'll get under it to make the catch for out number 2. So after all that, Ryan Green flies out on the next pitch he sees.
Brings to the plate the second baseman, number 2, Donovan Mormon.
Donovan Mormon, the second baseman, is going to stand in here with 2 outs. This team leads by 4, 12-8 here in the bottom of the 7th. Yeah, that one's just inside for a ball. That one's ground off the plate for a foul ball. And that one's outside for a ball. That's now 2-1. And that one misses inside for ball 3. 3-1 now. And that one misses high for ball 4, so Donovan Mormon's going to draw the 2-out walk, bringing up the top of the lineup. And Josh Berenbaum, the third baseman.
Top of the batting order, third baseman, number 13, Josh Berenbaum. Berenbaum, third base.
Berenbaum's been on base twice so far. Singled back in the 4th inning, walked in the 1st inning. Scored both those times on base. First pitch to him misses for a ball. And that one's right there for strike 1. Got her going, and a hit and run action as that was through the hole in between short and third. Berenbaum's on with a single. Donovan Mormon will be at second following the hit and run. So now 2 runners on and 2 outs. Colin Kellington, the shortstop's going to bat. Been on base 3 times so far. He's got a single and a double, and he also walked earlier. Struck out his last time up. Here comes the VIU coach out to have a chat with his pitcher. They're just going to have a little meeting on the mound to strategize how they want to pitch to Kellington. UFV leads right now 12-8 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's been quite a wild game. VIU took an early 3-0 lead in the 1st inning, but then UFV opened it up thanks in large part to a Riley Jepson grand slam in the 4th inning. At one point they led 11-4, but since VIU scored 4 runs last inning, and the score now sits at 12-8 for UFV. First pitch to Kellington's in the dirt, in between the legs of catcher Lucas Galloway, but Mormon doesn't go anywhere over there at second base, so that's ball 1. And that pitch from Kennedy is well outside. Possible fake pitch out. Either way, the count is now 2-0. And I mentioned that one's hit on the ground to second base, clubbed by the second baseman, and a toss on to second for the 3rd out of the inning. So UFV leads 2 runners on here, but they do get 1 more run, pushing their lead to 4. Scores 12-8 going into the top of the 8th inning. So stands in Lucas Galloway, the catcher, to start off this top of the 8th inning. He'll face Liam Campbell on the mound, who's still out there. He came in and got a 1/3 of an inning as he recorded 1 out last inning. Campbell ready with a pitch. And that one's well over the head of Galloway. For ball one, looks like it just got away from him. What an odd way to start off the 8th inning, as that one sailed right over the head of the batter Galloway. Now it's hit hard on the ground. Third baseman Berenbaum gloves it. Throw over to first, and that is a beautiful play for out number 1. Josh Berenbaum with a flashing the leather over there at third base. That's going to bring up Brian Beidowig, the shortstop. One for 3 so far. Reached on a hit by pitch last at bat. Reached on an error before that, and a single back in the first. As he grounds that one towards third base, but well foul. Top of the 8th inning here. UFV leads 12-8. VIU needs to get something going here. And a bunt. But he fouls it off of himself for strike number 2. Bunt for a single, a very risky play to make, but can work out in your favor. We saw last night in the TRU versus Okanagan College game, quite a few bunt singles by TRU late in the game. And that one's just slashed out over to second base. Weird hop, the second baseman grabs it, throws him to first. And Beidowig can't run that out for the second out now.
Number 43, Liam Balance, third base.
Liam Balance, the third baseman, is going to be batting now. 1 for 4 so far with an RBI single in his last at-bat. It's hit hard on the ground. Berenbaum gloves it over to first, and that's a third out. So a 1-2-3 inning here for pitcher Liam Campbell in the UFV Cascades. They'll go to the bottom of the 8th with the lead still 12-8. So here's the big man, Riley Jepson, the first baseman, in to face the new pitcher, Johan Steenken, on the mound. Johan from North Van, British Columbia. Jepson, I say it all the time, big bat in this UFV lineup. As he watches that first pitch low, hit that big grand slam way back in the 4th inning. It's hit well out into center field and high. Center fielder gets under it, and he will make the catch right near the warning track.
Play right fielder, number 18, Dan Rogers. That's Rogers, right field.
So now Dan Rogers, the right fielder, is going to stand in to face Steenken. It's hit on the ground. First baseman gloves it. And then a race to the bag, and he's going to take it himself for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for Steenken and the VIU Mariners.
The designated hitter, number 23, Matthew Legg. Legg, designated hitter.
Now Matthew Legg, the DH, is going to be in to bat. 2 for 4 so far. He's got a double and a single in the game. And that first pitch from Steenken is a strike. And that one misses low and outside for ball 1. Hit hard on the ground. Balance, the third baseman gloves it. On over to first. And that's in time for out number 3. So on 8 pitches, Johan Steenken comes in and gets a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the top of the 9th. UFV leads 12-8. Set to start the top of the 9th inning here. The last chance for the VIU Mariners. They trailed 12-8. We're going to be led off by Devin Heck, the left fielder. Heck had a single in his last at-bat, but if you think all the way back to the first inning, Heck led things off with a 2-run home run. That was hit well into right field. And the right fielder gives chase, but he'll be there for the catch. So first pitch hit well by Heck, but right to the right fielder, Dan Rogers, for out number 1. Now we're going to have a pinch hitter for VIU. It's going to be number 17, Jacob Hollanati. Hollanati stands in here. VIU trails by 4, 1 out in the top of the 9th. First pitch misses high. Hollanati standing at 5'2". His strike zone is much lower than the average hitters. That one's in there, though, for strike 1. Could be hard for Liam Campbell to get the ball low enough. And that one's just outside for ball 2. Good eye by Hollanati. That's hit well, and that's going to right to the right fielder, Dan Rogers. I thought it might drop in front of him, but good play by Rogers out there in right field to make the sliding catch for out number 2.
Number 6, Brian O'Hara.
Now it's all up to the designated hitter, Brian O'Hara. Trail by 4, top of the 9th. Let's see what he can do. Now it comes right in on O'Hara for a ball. If UFV can close this one out, so that one misses outside for ball 2, that would push their record to stay perfect at 5-0. Somewhat unexpected from the team that finished the regular season 11-15. And that's ball outside, 3-0 now. If O'Hara could reach here, the first baseman Dylan Kirby would be on deck. Is on deck. And that one's on the outside half of the strike zone, 3-1. And that one misses outside for ball 4. So with 2 outs, Brian O'Hara draws the walk, bringing up Dylan Kirby, the first baseman. BIU still trails by 4 here, as the score is 12-8 for the University of Fraser Valley.
Number 34, the first baseman, Dylan Kirby. Kirby, first base.
In a time like this, it just takes one at-bat at a time. Can't get ahead of themselves out there. Runner going, and they're just going to let him have second base. As Brian O'Hara steals second base for these, so this is all between Kirby and the pitcher Campbell out there to get that final out. And that one's in the strike zone for strike 1. The count's now 1-1. One count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And that's drilled to the shortstop. Killington throw over to first, and that's in time for out number 3. UFB wins 12-8. They remain perfect at a 5-0 record. The final line score for this morning's game for VIU, 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors. And for the winning University of Fraser Valley, 12 runs, 13 hits, and 4 errors. UFV was helped mostly by their hitting as well as their pitching, largely thanks to Riley Jepson, first baseman, with a triple and a big grand slam to help them in this 12-8 victory over VIU. In roughly a half an hour, we welcome you to stay tuned to this CCBC Championship Tournament, as we're going to have the Okanagan College Coyotes facing off against the University of Calgary Dinos. That game, first pitch, should be roughly around 12 o'clock noon. Thank you for watching. My name is Sam Neufeld, and we'll see you shortly.